Okay, students, after the explanation of this poem, Dust of Snow by Robert Frost, let me talk about the literary device that the poet has used in this poem. The first literary device that the poet has used is enjambment. I already taught you literary devices or figures of speech in class 9th. Please do the revision of figure of speech which you have read in class 9th. The first part of speech is enjambment. So now first I will define what is enjambment. Enjambment is the continuation of a sentence without any comma, without any full stop, without any pause. If the sentence is being continued without any pause, then the poetic device that is being used in the poem is enjambment. For example, if we see in this poem, The Dust of Snow, enjambment, the poet has given a best example of enjambment. For example, the way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. There is no comma, no full stop, no question mark, nothing is there. The same sentence is being continued in the next line. So the poetic device used here is enjambment. Same in the second para also. Now the next poetic device that the poet has used is alliteration. So alliteration, you all know, Anupras Alankar. So alliteration means the use of the same letter or the sound at the beginning of word, or repeating of the sound of a particular first letter is called as alliteration. So we will see the example of alliteration also in this poem used by Robert Frost. Now where is alliteration which he has used? Okay, in second para, third line, saved some, S and S, they are being repeated. So we will say that alliteration is used in the third line here, S and S. And you can say that it is used in the first line also, has and heard. They are not very close, but then also we can consider this as alliteration. The poetic device alliteration is used in this line also. So the third poetic device which we will talk about is assonance. Now what is assonance? Assonance is a poetic device in which the more stress is being given on vowels. It means vowels are closely used. They are very close to each other. They are repeated very closely. For example, vowels, if we say, they are used very closely in this line. Shook down on me. O and O. O and O. They are used very closely. And stress, the rhyme, stress is being given on the rhyming of the word O. So O is a vowel. So we can say that the poetic device which is used here is assonance. Okay, the fourth poetic device which the poet has used is consonance. The consonance comes from the word consonant. Consonant means except vowel, all other letters are consonant. So consonant means when we are using consonants very closely. The sound of consonant is coming very closely. The rhyming sound of consonant could be here more closely. Then we can say that consonance is being used here. For example, of a day I had rude. The sound of D is coming the sound of D is being coming very closely. The rhyming of D can be heard very closely. Of a day I had rude. D and D. So the poetic device which the poet has used in this line is consonance. So this was all about your poetic device which the poet has used in this poem. Okay. After poetic device, I'll talk about rhyme scheme, which is very easy. You all can identify the rhyme scheme of any poem. You all know since class 8 itself you are being taught how to identify rhyming scheme of any poem. Rhyming scheme means the words should rhyme with each other. For example, crow, snow, me, tree. So crow is the last word of this line, so it is A. Then on crow and me. Me is not rhyming with crow, so we will write B. Then crow, snow. So A, me, tree, B. Same with this, hurt and pert, C, mood and rude, D. The rhyming scheme of this poem is A, B, CD, CD. So this was your poetic device and rhyming scheme that the poet has used in this poem. Go through your notes of previous class, figures of speech. If you have any doubt, do inform me. I'll teach you. I'll give you videos on figures of speech also. And thank you, student. Write the summary of this poem in your notes. Thank you so much.